Okay, and I think we are going live. I hope we are. Anyway, just give people a moment to join back on. Let's see. We got anybody watching? Let's just give it a couple minutes here just to see if anybody comes on. Alright, let's get started. Well, hey guys, welcome to another Sunday Fun Day with Knives. Instead of Anthony LeClaire teaching, I am your host today, Eric Blanchard. I am a advanced active combatant with Fight Directors Canada when I learned how to Rapier Wit. Shout out to Daniel Levinson at Rapier Wit. He is the man over there. So I've been an advanced active combatant since 2015. And on top of that, I have also been studying martial arts collectively together for almost 10 years now. My main style being Shintani Wado Kai karate, and I've been doing that since 2014, committedly. And then I also have backgrounds in kickboxing, and I just started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in December of last year. But today we are going to be going over a kata going with knives. This is kata loosely based off of the Filipino martial arts style, or FMA. So we will be going over the 15 basic moves. Ooh, yeah, we'll be going over the 15 basic moves. Anthony is watching. Hi, Anthony. So we will be going over the 15 move pattern that I've learned in my dojo, and we'll be going over what the moves are, where you're targeting specifically, as well as what damage it will inflict if this were to be a real fight, even though you're doing it for stage combat, you know, thrust for stage, parry for real type of deal. So we'll just jump right into it and make a long story longer. So the first move that we are going to do in this kata, so we're going to be standing, let's see if, I'll just point this to my feet real quick. Just point this towards my feet. So we're going to be standing in our state. You want about your heels to be, your one heel to be directly in line with your toe there. And roughly about shoulder width apart, similar like a boxer would fight. So you'd be standing like this. You want to keep your live hand. Sorry, I'm just fixing the camera there. So your live hand's going to be in play, always with your forearm. You don't want the squishy bits in play, because that's where all the arteries and veins are. So we want to keep that protected. So we're going to act this live hand as our shield directly in front of us. And we're going to start off in hammer grip. Hammer grip is, well, it's descriptive. It's like a hammer. So true edge of the knife, it's going to be facing outward. False edge is going to be facing behind you. Knuckles facing forward. So the first cut that we're going to do is you're going to bring it up and come diagonally across the body, going from your opponent's left shoulder to their right hip. So that's going to be the first move there. So that's one. Second move, it's really simple. It's the exact same thing we just did on the opposite side. So we're going to bring, so after we do one, the knife comes up 2, keeping this alive hand in front of us at all times as our defense. So here, 1, 2. Those are our first 2. So those first 2 moves, you're attacking the torso area. You could attack the carotid artery, but for me, I personally think this attack as coming directly across, opening up the chest here. If you know any EMTs that have some horror stories like that, where people have been cut, or people have been in bad accidents where they're sliced open in the torso, it is very, very bad. Like, you can't sew that up. There's just, like, too many, like, it's just a god-awful mess. Once you get cut there, bad news. So, first 2 moves, 1, 2. And you also want to be engaging your hips in this as well. I should have mentioned that earlier. So, every time you move, your hips are engaged. So, much like you would, like, swing a baseball bat, swing a golf club, tennis racket, throw a punch, your hips are engaged with every attack. So, reviewing for those first 2 moves, comes up. 1, 2. Third move is going to be a horizontal slice across the belly, going from left to right. Then the 4th move, it's the exact same, right to left. This is coming across belly area, so this is intent to open up your stomach area, and possibly pop out intestines and stuff like that. And it's something that you don't want to be like trying to fumble around in a fight, trying to get back together. That's very bad. And if Anthony, you've mentioned this before. If you go to YouTube, you'll find countless videos of very sharp knives just cutting through slices of pork, shoulder, or giant actual pigs. And it just, if the knife is even remotely razor sharp, that's like 3 or 4 inches, like cutting deep. And if I was putting effort behind this slash, then that's gonna not be fun. So, first 4 moves, we're just going to go over again. So, 1, directly across, creating the seat belt. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5th move is a direct thrust to right here. And you're going up with this one, so it's a thrust up. So I'm going to face this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's angled up. Like that. That's what the thrust is going to look like. This is coming up into the aorta, which that is almost a guaranteed instant death. So that's puncturing that, and you almost die within probably 15 seconds. Once it's pulled out, you have like 15, 20 seconds to live. So, yeah, that's coming up like that. And you want to have your hand here, just so for realistic purposes here, this helps me pull it out. So once it's in there, the muscles will contract. It's very, very hard to get out. It's not like the movies where you're just like, haha. No, as soon as it's hit, the muscle doesn't like that. That's a foreign object in my body. It's just gonna tense up and squeeze. So you're here, and then boom, that comes out there. And my live hand here. The next move is I'm going to come out here with my live hand, and I'm going to stab to their left side, going for the spleen, the left lung, just basically trying to incapacitate them as best you can. If you stab a lung, well, that's a bad day. You're not breathing properly, and then that diminishes your chances of surviving, not only surviving the fight and winning the fight. So, first 6 moves here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up into the aorta. Back off. 6 to the left lung. 7, you're coming up underneath. That's stabbing the right lung, or my favorite spot, the liver. Stab the liver, it starts spewing out the toxins. You got about maybe 4 minutes to live at best. So we're going to go over those again. So you're starting off here in your ready position. Comes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is up like that. Push away. 6 to the lung. 7 to the other lung. Now comes 8 and 9. This is all in hammer grip for right now. We will be switching to reverse grip after a couple moves here. So 8 and 9 are going after the legs. If I can prop myself up here, I can show you guys exactly what you're going after. So for this, you're gonna go after after you stab the right lung, you're gonna come up like on an upward angle on the left leg of your opponent if you guys are facing like mirror opposites each other. You're going to go for the femoral artery on the inside of the leg. Femoral artery, you're bleeding out within like 30 seconds, a minute if at best. So you come here. And 9 is just the opposite, so you got 8 here, 9's up this way. You'll be going for like all the muscles and tendons over here. You could be going for the knee, going for the thigh, and if you can, maybe the hamstring too, if you can get up around there. And then that'll make walking very hard for that person. So going over those first 9 moves again, we'll walk it through slow. So coming up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is up like this. So 5 here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's coming downwards, a downward angle into my neck well, right here. So that way it can pierce a lung, or if I can get it in far enough, it will come towards the heart, or I stab right into the neck with that one. Those are your 2 main targets for there. 12, so that's 10. 11 is coming up. And I call this one the Troy stab. If anybody's seen the movie Troy with Brad Pitt, Eric Bana, at the very beginning of the movie, Brad Pitt's character Achilles is facing this big, giant, hulking man called Boagrius. He's throwing spears at him, he's dodging them, and then he gets up real close, does a jump, and stabs him right through this way with his sword, going down towards his heart, killing him almost instantly. So that's so that one right there is 12. So sorry, that's 11. So we'll go over that up until that point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, up is 5, push away, 6 to the left lung, 7 to the left lung, or to the right lung, 8 femoral, 9, 10, he's stabbing into the neck on that side, 11, stabbing directly down into the heart. Now 12, you're going to bring it up and down. With this one, you're coming directly down the center line. Call this the zipper cut, because it's almost like you're opening a jacket. But instead of your own jacket, you're opening his jacket, and it's his meat jacket, and you want to see what's on the inside. So here, 12. 13, move 13 is where we switch to our reverse grip. So for those with smaller hands like myself, what I suggest, if you have one of the cold steel K-bar knives with you, or in fact like any knife, you're going to go down to about there with your thumb and index, your thumb and middle finger. So you're holding it like this. It comes down, you finish. So then you're gonna drop it down into that position there and flip it around into reverse grip. I'm gonna show that again. So 12 comes down. You're gonna flip it around into reverse grip for the next sequence. So one more time. So it's slicing down. You open up the hands, spin it around in reverse grip. In super slow motion, we're going to try this now. So you just finished 12. Bring it off to the side here. Move it around in your hand to reverse grip. Now that these, so 12, you flipped it to reverse grip now. 13 is going to come across the throat, slicing carotid, jugular, windpipe, and same thing on the other side. So here, that's the next one. So 13, 14 comes across the neck the same way. Boom, boom. And 15, we're just going to stab right for the face. So we're going to go, so you're simulating that you're stabbing somebody like either in the eye, or you can go for the throat, the trachea area, or any like downward boom strike like that. Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far? Let's see, we've got, how many people we got on here? Yeah, we got 3 people watching this. Forgive the stumbleness. This is my first time hosting anything like this, and it's a weird environment, just being in a one-on-one scenario with myself and a camera. Although I am really grateful that I do have this audience I can demonstrate this with, because it's just another thing that an actor can have in his toolbox. And yeah, if you feel like this information is worth anything, shameless plug time. There is, actually no, never mind. This is my first time going at it. I don't care. I just want to get this knowledge out there. And if you feel like it is useful to you, that's great. But we'll go over the pattern again, just so it's in your mind. But I'm going to go at it, yeah, we'll go at it again right here. So, you're in your stance. Feet's about shoulder width apart-ish, like you're on a set of train tracks. Got nice bend in them, really nice and loose. Live hand is here, acting like your shield. Knife hand is in hammer grip. And you're right here, ready to go. So, first move. 1, downward slice, left to right. 2, right to left, downward strike, downward slash. 3, horizontal slash across the belly. 4, horizontal slash across the belly. 5, stabbing up into the aorta. He's dead. Moving on. 6, stabbing into the left lung. 7, into the right lung. 8, coming up, femoral artery. 9, all the other juicy tendons on the other side of his left leg. 10, stabbing into the neck or the neck well on the right side. 11, stabbing directly into the neck or neck well, coming into the heart on the left side. 12, jacket, zipper cut. Opening up the meat jacket, coming right down. Flip into reverse grip. So we just did 12, flip into reverse grip. 13, it's coming across the throat. 14, coming across the throat again the other way. And 15, stab them in the face. Now this pattern isn't just limited to somebody coming at you head on, like mirror imaging you. It doesn't matter where the opponent is in terms of his orientation. Like I could be this way and he could be like sideways, or he could be coming in like this and moving off. Like as long as I know this pattern, I can apply it to anywhere on the body. So let's say, for example, like I'm incorporating some footwork now into it. So my first strike, I come in this way and I slice on this. So he's coming in for an attack. So I get his hand out of the way, boom, and I end up slicing his arm. It's a different target, but it's the same pattern. Excuse me for 1 second. I need to just grab this. So this can be applied almost anywhere on the body. It's not limited to just the targets that we've just gone over, but it is a good base point for you to have. Like if you're looking at somebody like we are facing directly at each other, then it's a good way to get this pattern down and make sure you're striking in the right spots and getting everything down pat. But it can be applied almost anywhere. So if you apply this to choreography, so I'm here, he's coming in with an attack with his right hand. So he comes in, like I block and I can slice his arm. I can go for the inside of the arm, the bicep, like the tricep area right here. Just go in, boom. Always making sure my live hand's in play. So if we were going to do that again, so he's coming in for a right hand attack. So my hand comes out, and almost at the same time, both hands come out like as I block, and then I almost instantly come in. For stage combat wise, you can slow that reaction time between blocking and striking, just so the audience has more time to see it. So it would be similar timing to like boom, boom, and like show it off a little bit. So that way the audience can see what's happening. So it's here, boom, boom. Slices the arm that way. It's rendered almost like useless. He comes in for an attack somehow with his left hand. He's coming in for a wild haymaker, boom, boom. It's the same two cuts. I'm just attacking a different part of the body. For 3 and 4, well, that's pretty obvious. Like you can just come, like if he's coming in for a straight thrust like this way, like I can parry it out of the way, slice across whatever squishy bit is available to me. If he's coming in the other way, boom, it'll just come directly in and I'll cut. And now if he's in a different orientation where I can't stab him directly dead center mass, that's okay. So if in that scenario, if he's coming in and I'm here and I slice, then I can just go ahead and stab him like anywhere on the side. Or my personal favorite is there's actually an artery right here in the armpit. That's a very deadly one. If you've watched any Steven Seagal movie from about the late 80s to about somewhere in the early 90s, around probably like 92 or 93, that was like the golden era of Steven Seagal action movies. But in Under Siege, he has a showdown with a bunch of, I guess, work staff who's building beams and shit, and then he goes up and stabs somebody right in that artery right there, and they're dead. I just thought it was the coolest thing when I was a kid to see that. So going over, so there, 1, 2. So let's go over just the pattern again. I'm rambling and going off on a tangent. I did have a lesson plan, I swear. I just get sidetracked easily. So going over, we'll incorporate footwork in a little bit, so that way you guys can feel like what it's used to move, what it's like to move with these. But for right now, let's just go over the pattern one more time, so that way we can get her down pat and nice and slow. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast, right? Here we go. So knives at the ready right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stab up into the belly, into the aorta there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Flip around to reverse grip. 13, 14, and 15. Okay, perfect. Now with footwork, it's very basic. You basically have you can go forward, you can go back, or my personal favorite, you can cut angles going forwards and back. That's what I personally like to do, because in my karate background, like that's what we like to do. We like to get offline of the attack, create a new opening for ourselves, so that way we have the ability to be mobile and not be so predictable, but just going back and forth. So we'll just incorporate some footwork here with this one. So with our first slash, we're going to step off onto the 45, going to the left 45. So that's what we're going to do right now. So over here, we step off to the left 45, come down for that strike. For the number 1 strike. For the number 2 strike, you're gonna bring your your right leg. Sorry about this, guys. Camera's not really cooperating with me today. Actually, let's scrap the footwork. Let's just focus right now on just getting this pattern down. And if anybody has any questions about like how to flip that grip better, or if anybody has just any additional questions about the pattern, we'll go over it in the comments section right after this. So let's go over it one more time, guys. And I just want to be able for you guys to see my hips, so that way you can see what they're doing. So yeah, your feet shoulder width, you're here. Live hands in play, right out in front of you. Knife hands ready to go, ready to rock. So, comes up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stabbing up. For this one, your hips are going to be accelerating up into the body. Most of the time, your hips are just going to be moving side to side. This is one of the only times where your hips are going to come from here. It's going to pop up right there. Add a little bit extra oomph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push away. 6, 7, 8, 9. For going after the leg there. 10, neck. 11, neck. 12, zipper jacket. 13, 14, and 15. Now, does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? It appears we don't. Okay. Well, that's just going to be my time for today. I hope that you guys have learned something, and that I hope you guys continue to be a part of this wonderful community, which I've been graciously allowed to be a part of. Thank you to the Western New York Stage Combat page for allowing me to do this. It's been such a long time since I've had the opportunity to do something like this, and I'm really grateful. But if you've liked what you see here, and you maybe want to do a little bit more exploration with it, or if you want me to do possibly anything like karate related or kickboxing related, those are my two primary martial arts that I have the most knowledge of currently. So if you guys want to see me again, that will be really great. So thank you guys for your time, and I hope you enjoyed Sunday Fun Day with knives.